Hey and hello, whoever is still watching here. So yeah, I'll start checking out some other malware, which I managed to look up online for a bit. So first of all, I'll just check out in on some website to see a few details about some actual malware in this case. So let me just open Retrozilla and see what I'll actually check out first. Let me just find the link and hold on a sec. Should be this. Or if this is still connected. Or I actually screwed up the connection. Yeah, I probably screwed up the connection. Give me a moment. So uh, okay, I managed to get it. Even though this website even works in Internet Explorer, so that's nice. So yeah, I'll try out the stages worm, actually the email worm, which is a first email worm to use a false extension called with ACHS as a form of social engineering to fool users into thinking they were opening something other than a worm. It should be able to spread over through email and RSA chat clients, but I don't think I have set up the RSC server at this moment, so I'll probably just be able to demonstrate it through email if it works. So let me just get the sample in here. It should be called Scrapworm, I think. Okay, I got it. Let's just rename and let's see what's in here. Okay, that's kind of different. I'm not sure which format is this, even though there is like some kind of, it should be like VBS, but I'll have to check it out for a bit. Hold on a sec. If I try to rename it to, oh, so that might be the reason. So it's called a scrapped object, which is like SHS format, and that's probably the reason why it was kind of different. So let me check still a few more details. So it should arrive as an email attachment from live stages, funny and jokes. No, but that's for the subject. My mistake. Yeah, the body can be blank or contain the text, the male and female stages of life, or the male and female stages of life by. When it's executed, it should create a text file in a temporary folder and open it to display the following text. The male stages of life, age 17. It's selection lines. My parents are away for the weekend. On 25, my girlfriend is away for the weekend. On 35, my fiance is away for the weekend. 48, my wife is away for the weekend. 66, my second wife is dead. Let me just skip that for a bit and check. Hey, how's it going? So it should open Outlook, take 100 random addresses from each address list and send a copy to itself to these addresses. Make a copy of itself with the name livestages.txt.shs. Also adds the files to the Windows directory. The worm also leaves 4 files in the recycled directory, the index recycled, recycled DNN, and recycled VXD. It also places randomly named files on the root directory on every mapped drive. Hold on a sec, that should... yeah. So on the root directory on every map drive, my documents and start menu programs. So that should be in here. It's always .txt.hsh. Even though it's strange that this actually doesn't have any extension name, because I've actually set it up that all files should have an extension. So it should be all visible at this point. So every single file should have the actual name. But in here, it's when I actually typed SHS, it actually was treated as like there's no extension at all. So basically, this is the sole reason why people were easily fooled. Even though it looks like text file, it's actually not. But if I try to check it out in DOS prompt, so let me check the desktop and then check the file, I can actually see that this is the actual file extension. Now back to the description for a bit. So let me check. So I was stuck at the extension. The name consists of 1 possibilities for the first part, a dash or underscore, then a random number between 0 and 99. The name it may choose for the first part are important, info, report, secret, and unknown. Therefore, a file name might look something like report 666.txt.hsh. Not sure how I should spell that. secret19.txt.shs. The worm adds scanreg.vbs to the local machine registry key that causes this file to be run while the operating system loads before the user logs in. The worm then scans a file named mirk.ini on all local drives. I think that should be like the script file. It places a file named sound.to.dll in all directories. This file contains instructions to send the file livestages.txt.hsh to all users on the same IRC channel as the infected system. It adds a reference to sound.to.dll in ARM files section of mirk.ini. It adds the following values to the several subkeys of a registry key specific to an ICQ client, which can cause the worm to reactivate when ICQ starts. Hold on a sec. Enable yes, parameters, but startup. Not sure why it will actually cause the ICQ client to actually launch. Even though I might be able to actually install it. I'll probably try it out for a bit if I actually manage to set up the IRC server. So I'll have to check if the actual worm actually works with email at least. And finally, it moves regedit.txt to the recycle bin under the name recycle.vxd. Okay, then let's see if we can actually run it. So we'll just try to show the C drive in here, the Windows folder. I can actually open it in one more window. No, let me open it like this. So in Windows folder, what did it say? Whenever map the drive, my documents, and start menu and programs. So basically in here. So let me just open it from here. That should be it. So In here it should drop in my documents. So let's see if there's going to be anything. Close this and see what's going to happen. Wait, I should also check for the email if it's using the Outlook for sending email. Then god damn it, I hate that. It should be in the outbox. Let me see if I can actually change. Okay, so mail should be fine. I think that should be enough. Alright, let's see if we can actually run it. Just give me a moment. Okay, let's run. Okay, so it's actually trying to do something already. Yeah, there's also some kind of activity going on, but I didn't notice any kind of change from here. So it didn't drop anything. Even though, hold on a sec. So what did it say? It makes a copy of itself with the name live stages, the txt.hs. Wait, that's in here. God damn it. What was the name again? It was... am I really that lost? Live stages. It's not here after all. Even though there is this, but... Hold on, let me check the temp folder. Nothing in here. So nothing in here, but not even in here. So nothing. It looks like nothing was even sent. Let me check the mail. And I forgot to actually add the actual mail in here. So let me just add another identity back. Let's change this. Can at least manage to remember the mail, but apparently nothing has been sent, so only this was displayed. So yeah, I'll try to continue what it was actually saying from before. So the male stages of life, it's seduction lines, favorite sport, definition of a successful date, and for the female stages of life, favorite fantasy and ideal date. So for the sport, apparently it's sex for all ages except when you're literally senior. Then the definition of successful date, I guess it's like kissing, then breakfast, like preparing one should be nice. She didn't set back my therapy. I probably still didn't reach that age to actually figure that out, and I didn't have to meet her kids, and got home alive. So apparently, the more you actually get older, you actually end up like not giving a lot of shit for everything in your life. And for female stages, for actually having a favorite man, I guess, like having tall, dark and handsome, then with money and a brain, and then just with hair, and then just a man. Pretty simple. And then for an ideal date, he offers to pay. I think that's still kind of a gentleman move. He pays still fair. He cooks breakfast next morning for the kids. I think that should be still like kind of mandatory thing. Well, not kind of mandatory, but preferred. Just to make sure that you make breakfast for anyone in the family. It's always nice to actually have that. And finally to show that he can show his breakfast. By that point I'll probably lose all teeth, but never mind. Okay, so once again, so there was nothing actually being sent. Even though there was like some kind of activity from my hard drive, nothing actually happened. So I don't know what the hell should I do at this point. So let me check the temp folder. So this should be it. Okay, let's be a bit more quick. Did I? Oh god damn it! I literally opened it and then it closed immediately. Okay. Okay, now I got it. Okay, so now we have the actual source code for this worm. So let's see. So it's a shell Scrapworm by Simple Simon Zulu. And now for this code. Let's see if we can actually open it somewhere else. Actually, let me just save this. Oh jeez. It's like I'm already breaking it up so quickly. Let's just put it in on desktop and see if we can actually edit it from there. Let me open some better tool. I think I should actually use Notepad++, as it may actually have better syntax at this point. What? Where the hell is it? Where the hell is it now? Should be this. Back in here. Alright, let's see. So this is the file object. So it opens the file script. Hold on a sec. Script full name. Loop. So what's this part then? So create a file. One script then. So what's the in here then? So this is the once again the thing that I should actually like kind of figure out and do the code maybe. And I'm not even still sure how should I do it properly. So much of trouble already. Yeah, at this point I actually cannot figure out why it doesn't actually send anything at this point, or is it just like using something else to send? Yeah, I'll have to actually figure out this in some better way. At this point I actually cannot think. So for now I'll just keep it like this and see if I can actually still figure it out in the future. So for more details, let's see. So it was called by Zulu and Simple Simon from Argentina and the United States. Zul also created the Bubble Boy and Monopoly, which we actually checked out before. It was released on May 26th, so 2 weeks before it became prominent. And Zul made no pretense at being any kind of elite hexer or veteran vice-squarer, and said that his creations were just a hobby. So it was, as it says, it was most common in the US, and it was also found in the other parts of the world. It hit several US companies, causing the FBI to launch an investigation. Visa International and Microsoft did shut down their email systems to deal with the infections. An internet analyst firm Zona Research was hit with stages, and with at least 2 users opening the attachment. They still managed to get screwed up easily. Even though, like in this case, it's kind of difficult to figure it out. But if I try to actually attach the file, let's see how it should look. It actually has the SHS extension anyway, so it should be still possible to figure out that this is not the text file from here. But when you actually got the actual file, it kind of gets suspicious. Apparently this is still kind of popular, kind of active one, because if at least one email provider managed to get at least 5,400 copies of the worm, it was kind of high threat in that case. It was also in Australia, with 6 companies and university getting infected, 1 law firm, and 2 semantic customers and 3 trend micro customers, along with the University of Southern Queensland being infected with stages. So much of trouble still. But is there any kind of damage even in this case? Let's see. Let me just see if this file actually even exists. Yeah, it doesn't actually exist, so it's either that this script somehow actually gets stuck, or I don't know. Because I didn't notice any kind of difference in here. Yeah, literally no difference. So I have no idea what's wrong in here. Even though it's going to be actually even painful to actually figure out how to decode it. Okay, let's see if we can actually move to something else. Let me switch for a bit. Okay, I'll try out something else. Let's see if I can actually open it in here. It probably will fail, because it's a HTTPS. Wait, I screwed up. Hold on a sec. I forgot that I actually disconnected for a bit. Yeah, I'll switch to RetroZilla at this point. Come on. What's the problem now? So I actually cannot even actually open the goddamn website from here. If I actually try to open it from here, no. So it actually works like on my actual, how to say, on Firefox, and it actually doesn't work in here. So I'll just quickly switch. Give me a moment. Which one is this? Is this it? Yeah, should be it. So let's. Oh, God damn it. Hold on a sec. Alright, so let me check again. So this is a macrovirus that runs on Microsoft Word. So it's a virus that instead of copying macro programs to infect other documents, this one actually overrides the whole documents while infecting them. So it copies the infected document to the victim ones as disk files. As a result, the virus destroys the original documents and they cannot be recovered. So the virus contains one macro and activates at the same moment when an infected document is loaded by Word. The virus gets the names of 4 last recently edited files and overwrites them. Then it searches for files with doc file name extension on C drive, includes subfolders, and then overwrites them in the same way. As a result, all documents on the C drive may be destroyed. To spread itself, the virus also uses Outlook Mail and sends infected messages to the internet. It gets all contacts from Microsoft Outlook contacts folder and sends each of them a message with attached infected document. And body of the message has one line of the text: some nice jokes you got to read. And if the system date is set to 9th of April 1999, the virus deletes the IO.sys file and displays the message box: oops, sorry, Mimir has infected your PC. Now let me just get the sample of the file first. And might as well open it. Wait, what's the details in here? Oh no, I'll just disable it at this point so I can actually check it out. So the properties of the file. Okay, that's just the template, so nothing special. Now for the macro. Okay, so we have the actual script, how to say, the code in here. So when the document is opened, in here this is used for sending the email, basically using Outlook. New email is mail item, object contact folder for contacts, then the document file name and the location. So yeah, so if the current date is 4th of April 1999, then apply the attribute to make the file normal. Actually, let me just show it in here. So in this case, the io.sys file should no longer be system file, and it should be just basically not hidden, not read-only, just normal, if that's what this applies to. Then it's going to actually kill the file by deleting it, display the message box, and then it's going to resume the usual state. So in here it should actually continue with infecting other files. So by using Word, it's going to apply the caption. Mimir is giving your computer new intelligence. And for screen updating, so what's this exactly? I can actually check it out. Hold on a sec. I need to remind myself how should I even do this. Let's see. Is there any... I actually forgot how should I even figure this out. Okay, let's see. Screen updating. That should be it. So that's only property, but I do not have any kind of extra details about this one. Oh, here it is. Okay, so the screen updating property controls most of display changes on the monitor while a procedure is running. So when it's off, toolbars remain visible and Word still allows the procedure to display or retrieve information using status bar prompts, input boxes, dialog boxes, and message boxes. You can increase the speed of some procedures by keeping screen updating turned off. You must set the screen updating property to true when the procedure finishes or stops after an error. So, never seen something like that. There's an example though. So in this case, the example turns off the screen updating, then adds a new document. 500 lines of text are added to the document. At every 50th line, the macro selects the line and refreshes the screen. Not sure if I can actually check this for a bit, but see, hold on a sec. Selects the line and refreshes the screen. Let me just see the example of this, how this would actually work. We go back for a bit. Okay, let me just put a comment on this. How do I actually put the comment in here, damn it. I forgot. Hold on a second, let me just look it up for a bit. Wait, is it... No. I think that was it, but... Oh. No. Comment symbol. Ah, gee. It cannot be that that's not the only thing, or... Okay, it actually is a comment. So I'm actually way too stupid for that. I can actually... Yeah, can actually have like filled up completely though. No, I'll just have to do it manually. I could actually do this a bit more faster, or actually, you know what? I should just create a new document instead to actually try this out. Let me just close this quickly, or actually no, close this one, and just remember this first. So don't save this. Create a new document. Now let's just check the macro in here. Is it actually able to even run like this? No. Should actually just record the macro, and then let's just stop it, and then should I have anything, or no, I don't have anything, damn it. What was the actual state of that? Yeah, I need to go back to the actual original document. Disable this and then... Yeah, I'll just need a notepad. Oh no, wait a sec. Okay, so I'll just copy this for a bit. Now for that part, let me just disable all the parts in here. So this should be sufficient, I think. Hey, better. And okay, so Sean said Mac viruses are still around, albeit much less frequently than before. I just found a new few infected documents in my spam folder. I think that's I think those are actually, they're not actually macro viruses, but they're actually like macro, how to say, maybe droppers, more to say. So basically, when you just open the document itself, if in protected state, it won't actually do any kind of damage. Well, it should not, unless Microsoft even screwed up that in some security hole. But if you try to like if you try to enable macros at that point, and with some automatic function like document open, in that case, it's actually going to just run the script immediately, which might also involve running some kind of script that will actually download the actual malicious file, and then it will actually just execute it, and then the whole system gets screwed up. So yeah, better I'm actually trying to test out few old malware samples in here. So now I have the Mimir macro virus that should actually try to overwrite other documents. So yeah, right, it's a actual downloader, not a macro virus itself. So back in here, yeah. Actually forgot that you can actually have multiple windows in here. And back in here, if I actually, okay, I have this. Back to here, I forgot this part. It's a screen updating, definition of that, help, and an example. So if I copy this in here, close this, and try to run it just this part. If my mouse actually just managed to just scroll up properly, that would be nice, because it keeps scrolling down so much. It's kind of difficult. Okay, so apparently I actually didn't even manage to notice this. So this is way too quick. But as far as I guess, that assume that it will actually just refresh only at the point when this is running. So let me see if I can actually just slow this down for a bit to see if this is actually going to do some better activity. This might actually cause some trouble. Let's see it at this point. Now let's try running it again. There's still nothing. Okay, this... Apparently it's probably way too slow either way. So I assume that screen refresh should actually just refresh changes since that point, but in here it's kind of too fast. So let me just save those documents first and then test the actual virus in this case. Even though this is document 5, we'll just try to name them in some other way. This is document 2. This should be document 3. This should be document 4. And this should be document 5. Okay, so I have 5 documents in here. Wait, they have, yeah, they have a macro. I forgot about that. It's actually this macro. So if I actually try it again, if I just enable it, so that actually adds it like that. Alright. I don't know if I should actually disable them, but let's see how it should work in this case. So in here, let's go back to this and check it out for a bit more. Okay, so I was stuck in the part with wait, where the hell is it? Did I actually just now modify this file, or so assume? Okay, so it's okay. Screen updating. So you say that it's interesting how to see how this old malware behaves, while in case that newer ones are less diverse, I suppose. I would say that old malware was actually written kind of much more simple way, because back then you didn't have a lot of those security concerns like you have today. Now today you basically kind of have programs and systems that are much more strict with security measures, to the point where you have to like kind of dig quite deeply to actually find some kind of vulnerability, and then actually make some kind of a proof of concept where such where some malware can actually get into that such system with such security vulnerability in that case. Not sure how should I better say it, but so basically back then the security was kind of relaxed at that case. Today it's very critical, even though there might be some like kind of loopholes where you basically have like scripts that technically are have legitimate purpose to actually make it much easier to use, but then they still kind of become like they can still be easily abused by malware. So one example are actual macros and the scripts, even JavaScript. In that case, you can actually interact with literally anything in JavaScript for the web, but it's also prone to security holes when you actually find them in the modern browsers. In the older ones, you will probably have something that can be literally like some kind of like zero interaction script. How should I say it better? Basically a script that can actually just launch malware directly by doing no interaction at all. That's still kind of possible with some older browsers because they have lots of vulnerabilities, but newer like the latest versions of browsers should be secure enough. So that depends on lots of like how to say those security bulletins and 0-day found 0 days, and basically security measures from actual developers. So when they actually find some vulnerability, they have to actually fix the security hole and then deploy it as soon as possible to make sure that everyone else also gets the updated version in that case. So even though that's kind of like preferred, the only cost of that is that all users that are using some older versions of operating system and basically some legacy users, they will probably end up being screwed to the point where browser developers will actually just terminate the support for their legacy services. So in that case, that may apply to Windows 7, where at least Chrome and Firefox and Edge might no longer support Windows 7, but they'll still support 10 or other newer versions until in a few more years even 10 will be no longer supported. Okay, so I was stuck in here. So this is for updating, and now let's see. So this should actually fetch the recent file. That should be the ones from here. Wait, is there any? There is nothing in here for the history of those files. So let me see if I actually try to open the document. Disable. Okay, I don't understand. There should be some kind of history in here. Let's check if there's still kind of. Oh yeah, so that's actually disabled. My mistake. Okay, so I'll just enable it for a moment. Let's just open all those files. I don't know which I'm actually opening, so I'll disable all. Okay, so that should be all opened. Now close, reopen, can disable still. Okay, now I should have at least those 4 files, so that should be safe. So those are the 4 recent files. Save the so this should actually get the current document, basically this one, and it should overwrite all those 4 files. Now those 4 files should have well, I'm really getting lost in here. I never knew that this would be actually so confusing. Okay, so this is the infected file. Now go, oh gee. Now the remaining 4, let's just get this opened. Okay, so other 4 files. Let's see, I can actually make this more arranged. Okay, so this is the infected one, and all other clean files have a specific, how to say, few sample lines that I've actually executed from the sample macro file. So in that case, this should actually overwrite all other documents, so all of them should be blank at this point. So I'll just close them, and then when I actually run the macro, all of those should be infected and basically overwritten, not infected. Well, yeah. Okay, it's going to be infected by being overwritten. So as there are viruses that are actually like overwriting viruses that will just overwrite the whole file no matter what's in it. So that's the overwrite. And now save as where is, let's see. So that's the location of the current file, and then the file name. So that's overwriting itself, I assume. And now for file search. So it should check all files in C drive. And then for every file, it should actually overwrite the file again. Let's see. So it's actually going to overwrite the file from here. So every found file, it should be overwritten, yeah. And then for spreading through email. So let's see. Get the Outlook application, create an email. Okay, so get the how to say, the interface for mail. Now get the default folder with contacts. So basically that should be for the contacts. So where the hell is that now? It should be Outlook. Oh yeah, address book. So basically it should actually get these two. Let's see. Yeah, this should be the default folder at this point. So it should actually send to those two users. Actually 2 contacts. Now for each contact, get the email address, and then fill it up with the email address to that person. Include the body with some nice jokes you got to read, and add the attachment of the document itself, and then send it. Alright then, let's run the worm, the virus. I really mess up the names in here. It's insane. Okay, so io.sys should not be still deleted at this point. So that should be still fine. So let's run it and enable. Okay, so now it actually changes the caption here of the document. So it says Mimir is giving your computer new intelligence. So yeah, at this point, these files should be overwritten, assuming it's all those. So let's check. So document 2. Okay, so let's just disable it. Yeah, so that's a blank file, and if we actually check it in here, it's actually overwritten. So it's completely overwritten at this point. So if you actually remember that this one actually had like the few lines to name the like this is line, and then the number of the line. So yeah, basically at this point it actually managed to overwrite all those files. But I actually forgot to actually open the email in here. But it seems that this is still not sent. So yeah, this is being sent to John Doe with no subject, but with the body, some nice jokes you got to read. And with the attachment of the actual worm itself. So if I try to send it and receive, did that actually even send? Oh yeah, I need to send it like this, or... Oh, now it's done. So at this point, if I open Outlook Express, we got the mail, and we got some nice jokes to read, implying that the virus actually would run at this point. But in this case, let's try actually just breaking up the whole system by applying the date. So the date actually that was for the payload is April 1999. So we'll switch to 1999. April, and okay, that should still apply. So it should be 9th of April 1999. So now when I run it, it should display the message and delete the IO file. So this should be it. Open it. Okay, let me just try to keep it like this. Let's see if I can actually display it like this, and okay. So this should be deleted at some point. Enable. Nothing. Can I actually run it? Hold on a sec. It should be valid date, right? Unless the date is something else. Can I actually even try to debug this? Oh, apparently I'm wrong. So the date is... So apparently the date should be in this case like 4th of September 1999. So let's try again by switching the date. So September 4th. Now let's reopen it and enable. Okay, I'm getting kind of a bit of stupid in here. Let's check the date again. Run again. Apparently this blows kind of hard, because apparently the condition here says like 4th of September 1999. You will actually assume that, but the problem is the value in here doesn't still match. If I try to just like literally copy and paste The only difference in here is that you can actually see only the white space. Okay, calm down. So that's the only difference in here. So if I actually try just adding the space in here, it should actually work fine. So at this point, I can say that there's a possibility that this virus may actually infect the system on 9th of April, but also on 4th of September, if that's what I assume. But I only need to check how the data is actually fetched. So I should actually check in here how the format is actually defined. I think it should be done in regional settings, and then for the date. So yeah, as you can see, this is using the short date style, and apparently this one should be used. So basically, if I apply this date style, it's actually going to work fine. So either by doing this or actually trying to use the other way. So let's keep it as it is and retry again. Unsave the changes and just apply this style. Now this should work. Or at least I hope so. Otherwise I'll feel even more like an idiot. Open again, enable. Okay, we finally got it. The IO.sys is gone, and we have a message. Oops, sorry, Mimir has infected your PC. That took a while. No, so I don't remember. So I actually even forgot what does IO.sys actually even do. But it's most likely an essential file still. So if I try to restart the system, it's probably going to fail to boot. So we'll probably keep going until it still kind of stops. If it breaks, then we'll probably have to just restore it back to some other stage. So now this is gone, and we actually figure out that this actually doesn't depend on actual. This doesn't actually have to depend on actual timestamp. So there is a minor possibility that this can actually occur even on. Wait a second. When I actually checked that page, the website. Hold on a sec. Just give me a moment. Let me just check again. So it says on April 9th of 1999. Even though in here it's actually defined as 4th of September 1999. So I assume that this is actually wrong. So this most likely needs to be corrected. So yeah, I would say that the correct timestamp for the payload should be. Hold on a sec, I already forgot. Yeah, 4th of September 1999. So that should be it, and it should be in this format. So what are the actual programs that what are the actual regions that are using this kind of format? So let me see if I can actually check for the United States at least. Wait, how should I actually check if that's actually going to apply the changes? I don't know if actually this even applies the changes or no. No, that should actually just apply the changes when I actually try to apply it from here. If I try to change to United States, don't apply the state. So that's the actual format now. So you can see that this is kind of changed for a bit, but this is the actual format that kind of triggers the virus at that point. So that can actually work in United States, But in my case, it doesn't work for Croatia at this point, because it's. Wait, did it just apply the date, or it should be like this, right? Hold on a sec. Let me just try again. Being a bit more of an idiot at this point. Okay, back to the United States. Now apply. Oh. Apparently, even in the United States, you won't get the actual virus being actual virus payload at this point, because this is actually getting the date like 9/4/99. So it's still like 4th of September 99, but the United States uses the odd date format that's insanely annoying when you actually have to swap months and days. It's insane. So I don't know which actual country or region actually uses which one format. Oh god damn it, it's not even here. Let me just see this one. So yeah, I don't know. Many of them actually have like kind of different kind of they have all different timestamps, so I'll just restore back to the original. Wait, that's not it. This should be default, I think. Okay, I think we actually got enough with the dates and all that stuff. We'll have to move up to something else now. Now let's see, what's the next one? Okay, so I got the Mimir in this case. Let's see. Okay, I'll try the dub. Okay, so I'll try the dub malware. Hold on a sec. Let me just open this up for a bit. Wait, wrong window. Okay, so I'll try dub. So this should be a macro virus. So it renames toolbars and prevents the user from seeing and accessing macros it uses. It also interferes with functionality of the computer when viewing different windows, such as a My Computer. If user attempts to access tools macro, it displays the following message box: "You've got to be smarter than that. Who's guarding you against me? Just a thought." Alright then, let's try to open the... No, not open. I need to get the sample first. Well, at this point, this should be still clean, as other documents are still infected, but I still have virus protection. No, not the protection, but macro protection enabled. So dub, not doc. Oh, my mistake, I forgot to disable the window. So yeah, here's a file. Let me just move up for a bit and open it up. Okay, disable first and see what's in here. Oh, that's just the macro in here. But hold on a sec, there's nothing in here. Okay, that's strange. So what did it actually say? Okay, this will be actually posted as a video, so no worries. Feel free to join and leave when you want. So no problem with that. Thanks for actually joining and still watching as much as you wanted and liked. Yes, this is still strange. There should be still something in here, but it's not locked. There's still nothing in here. If I try just to disable the delete this, unless this is literally blank. Wait, can I actually delete this or not? Ah, gee, this actually got stuck in here. Let me just reopen the Word and see. Remove this. Okay, if I try to just run it again, should it still keep the macro or not? Okay, that should be okay. But now if I try to open this, it's saying that there's still some macros in here, but if I try to open the editor in here, apparently there's nothing. Am I blind or there's still something missing? No worries, but I'll try doing this as much as I can, depending on my motivation, anxiety, and maybe some mental insanity. Because I'm already going insane maybe at this point, along with that top toolbar. I really hate that top toolbar being displayed. Usually when I try to record something, I try to avoid recording the top part. If I actually see it in the footage, I have to restart recording again. Hey integer bank, how's it going? I'm not sure if when I ask like how's it going, if anyone is actually going to respond or not. It's kind of still odd to actually ask, but whichever it goes, feel free to respond or ask. I don't know. So yeah. So this is still empty. It did say that there's still something. So is it really in here or it's in somewhere else? Even though this is supposed to be a template though. So let me try renaming this file as dot. I think I had a situation with that when I was actually trying out that Poppy macro virus generator. Oh, no, hold on a sec. I think this should work. Nope. Oh dear God. Ah. Nice enough then. Alright then, so there's no mention of any macro module in here. Everything is blank. And even then, it still reports that there's a macro in here. So what should I even do? The macro list in here is literally empty. Hold on, let me just create... No, I cannot actually create a file in here, or... I'll just create an empty file first to see if it's going to be, if it has anything or not. No. Open it. It's blank. No scripts, nothing. So yeah, no warning about macros at all. But if I actually open this one, it has a warning. I tried to disable it, but there's nothing. This is something I haven't seen in a while. I have no clue how is this even possible. So this should actually like find something, but it's not here. Let me check the file in here. So 1999 summary. So it was created on 31st December 1997. Was saved by I. Hold on a sec. If I try to hold, yeah, just I or L. Let's see. Hold on a sec. L I. Ah, dear God, it's either L or I. I'll just say it's I. Or wait, let me just copy paste. They could actually just, okay, so it's L, because this is I and this is L. Lowercase L, uppercase I. If fonts actually just had a minor difference between L and I, it should be easier to figure out. So there's still nothing in here. So I'm gonna try to save the file as it is. Might as well overwrite the existing one. Now close. Open. Wait a sec. I didn't enable the macros, and somehow it actually managed to launch the macro. So you can see www set a mark concept nuclear DMV npad wazoo satanic tedious other. How the hell did that? Just note, I did not disable macro virus protection, and I actually never ran the macro. So how the hell is that possible? So yeah, if I try to run this, it's going to actually say, in the words set and bug, you've got to be smarter than that. Who's guarding you against me? Just a thought. And it did something, I think. Let me just check the mail. Yeah, it's sending something. Wait, oh no, that's from the previous virus. Yeah, that's from previous virus. No, never mind. Okay, so we're kind of stuck in here. So if I try to open it here, there's nothing. Oh, and this is locked. I think that this requires actually... This requires the tool that needs to actually extract the password from the Mac file. I think there is something like that, but I still have to look it up for a bit. I don't know if I can actually do it on Windows 98. I think I know that there is one somewhere. I just have to dig it up for a bit. That might take a while, but let's see. So there's no difference in here. Well, I cannot actually do much unless I try in here and... Hold on a sec. So macrovirus protection is enabled, and somehow the macro ran. I don't understand. I could have sworn that I did not disable it or actually enable macro at any point. So wait a sec. I'll open it again and... So if I try to open the word again from here. So the word in here seems to be okay. So if I try to save that one. Save, close, open. That looks fine. So everything still runs fine. So it doesn't seem that it has infected normal template. So that just means that this one and this one are actually still affected. So okay, so it actually gives a warning in here, disable. But if I actually try opening this one, it runs. Even with the protection, it actually managed to run. And I have no access to the actual file. God damn it. Wait a sec. If switch. So I actually try to switch the windows. You can see the difference. So this one has like the infected format, but in here is completely normal. So I try macros from here. It's okay. If I try it from here, hold on a sec. Where is it? It throws out the message, and now it crashed. I'm not using it. Just hold on a sec. So is this still running in the background? Okay, let's reopen it. Still clean. Still infected. It still kind of wants to make changes to the template file though. So if I try to open it from here, there's no warning for anything related to macOS. I don't know. Okay, let's arrange this again. We'll try to check it out from here. So macOS from here. So the second document, it's empty. So how the hell is this doing? Wait, this is document 2. So let's see. So this actually triggers something else. To actually try to fix this, I think I should actually try to customize the action here. So no help at this point. So now we can go to the macro, and in here I should be able to actually check what it's actually doing. Actually, how do I actually open this? I actually remember that there was some kind of way to edit this. So there's an editing for the image, style, but no option to actually know what's the actual command in here. Okay, if I try to modify the selection here, okay, that's the same thing. Let's see from here. Macros, this is empty. So where was the... Yeah, it should be tools. Wait, this is literally everything. No, macro, no. Wait, does this apply to the first or... Wait, if I try sending it from here. Does this actually revert it or... Very odd. So what if I try to reset? Is this going to still behave? Nope, it's still the same. And again a crash. Now I need to kill it. This is so strange. So it has a macro. It just runs, even though there's protection. Let's see if I have some kind of utility. Let's see with 7-zip. We can actually open it from there. Should be Windows desktop. This should be the doc 2, doc 1. Yeah, no information from here. Damn it. Does the macro protection work on files you've saved? Let's see. Let me try to create another blank document then. I'll try it from here. Let's see first if this is safe. Okay. So let's record a macro to this document. And now we should just enable it and then stop. Now here, let's go to editor. Now to new macro, and let's see. Is there a message box? How do I actually even display the message box? Hold on a sec. Okay, we have the function in here, and now let me just see. Let me just copy this and then give it as an example. Hold on a sec. One and that, and yeah, and that should actually require running it like when the document is opened. So let me just see how should I do that. So what is that? Oh no. Open as document open. Database open. Auto macros. Auto open. That should be it. So if I try this like auto open, this, let me just see. Okay. So let me just close this, save the file. God damn it. So now it failed to save the changes. Okay, Spider, I'll still try to make this work. Maybe. Okay, so this document, yeah, I still forget even the whole example of this. I barely remember basic stuff. So once again, record it quickly. Close, just for example, because I'm way too lazy and too dumb to figure out the actual name of this. Okay, so it's macro 1. God damn it. Macro 1 auto open. And this should be okay. So now close this. Save the file. Close. Nope, it still actually warns you. So I did actually like set it up to actually launch the macro, and it still actually managed to warn. So it doesn't matter if you actually have a macro, like if you actually have written your own macro, it's still going to warn you no matter what. So let me just see for this. So wires. So just this seems to be like basic stuff. Yeah, there's no mention of anything that should actually like give it a minor warning. Hold on a second. Do I have any other Office package in here? No, I still just have this. I do not have like on any other Office in here. If I should try maybe using some other Office, it might actually work or not. But the thing in here still, I think the most important part in here is that this is locked, apparently, or not viewable. Can I actually even open it? No, it's literally... Wait, so how do I actually unlock that? I remember having a way to actually unlock it. Let's see. That gives me nothing. So when it's locked, how should I open it? Wait, this is the template. Wait a second. The problem in here is usually when you try to open it like here it should actually create the other file. If I actually try to open it like as a template itself, maybe then it should work. So these are all just Word documents, but if we actually open it as this, disable. So this is still now a template. Nothing. This is getting even more confusing. If I open it from here, like, which was not, this wasn't. What kind of changes does it even want to make? Hold on, let me just make a copy. Make the changes. It's going to be converted to 197 format when this is saved. If all written now, let's try to reopen it. Disable the macros again. Editor. No, that's now locked. How do you even unlock that then? Wait a second. These are the all macros in here. But actually I'm unable to run them though. How do I now manage to extract them? So there are actual macros in here, but I cannot exit them at this point. So I'm not sure if this actually requires like an older version of Word, because it did made a warning. It was, what was the actual date of this? So this was actually made in 1997. So do I actually need like Word 95? But it still makes no sense. Can I actually figure out how to unlock it in here or not? Okay, how should I do it? I'm just looking up for a bit to see if there's some kind of utility for this or not. There are some most of solutions that just usually go with some newer versions of Office, not something called like 97. So I have no idea how should I do this. There's like some kind of tool for that, or hold on a sec, let's see in here. Is there any kind of protection in here that can be disabled? Well, now I cannot even remember. But wait a sec, if I go in here and then So yeah, macros are in here, not in here. And how do I actually extract them? Now this is the most odd one. From here, if I can actually even do something. I mean, this just refers to this one, but still nothing. So everything is in here, and I cannot open it. Hold on. What was it? I just look up what can be actually done with this, if it's even possible. So unviewable. So there seems to be like one tool. Let's see. So this is a Evo Clippy. Okay, let's see if there's any example of this and to try to install it. Oh, come on. This is just source code, no binary. Ah. So yeah, if I actually want to actually find like some kind of tool, actually let me just show it. So there's one tool. Let me just switch for a bit. Which one is it? Evil Clippy, right? So this should be the tool that's used for creating malicious files. Oh, it can hide macros, stomp, confuse macro tools. So this might be actually something close to this virus in some way. But it actually doesn't give an example of how should actually unhide. Actually, there is, but I have no idea if it's actually compatible though. This is kind of new and not kind of old. Wait. So it's not effective against XL97 workbook format. So most likely it won't even work for this. Or maybe it will, but I don't know. I mean, if I'm not even bothered to make a like single file. If they actually just had a like single release, that would be nice. Let's see. Oh. Yeah. Okay, so that's probably out of use at this moment, as I would actually have to like waste most of the time installing a Visual Studio. I mean the newer Visual Studio to actually compile that and then to make it work. So yeah, no luck with that at this point. So let's see about this. So unviewable. Let me check for it. well, let me just look up for something like called unviewable plus. Is that going to even work or not? No. There's like so many things in here that I have no idea how I should actually figure this out. So I will actually kind of waste most of the time to actually find something that will actually unlock this, and then maybe give actually access it properly. But at this point I can only see the actual macros in here that can occur, but nothing much else. So I think that's enough even for the double wires at this moment. Alright, let's see what else I could actually check out. Okay, I'll try go with button macro wires in this case. So it's a joke virus that simply adds a harmless button on Excel. It adds a little smiley face button to the taskbar of Excel. The text when rollover on rollover, it will say don't press this button. Cute, but the button does absolutely nothing if pressed, hence trying to take up space on the taskbar, which is the only thing that the virus does harmful. So back in here, let me just set the sample and try it out. So this should be Excel. There. Put in here and open it. Okay, let's disable it first. So this is just a sample gold file. And now in the editor we can actually see that's all. Those are the blank sheets. Yeah, just for the sample. And now in here, okay, that's blank, and it should be in here then. Alright, let's see. So what's option explicit? Well, let me see. So the option in the context of explicit. So this is for explicit declaration of all variables in that module. Explicitly declare all variables using dim, private, publicly dim, and static. So this is just like for some better syntax, I think. Basically, just like some minor restrictions on writing the code, more or less. Now let's see. So on auto open, reproduced, run child. So reproduced should be like infecting, and run child should be running the actual payload. So let's see in here. Oh, dear God. Right, back in here. So when the document is opened, first the reproduce command is ran. So the workbook is defined, and then another workbook is defined as an integer, boolean add, and then starting here, let's see. So this is the active workbook. It actually has the button. Hold on a sec. Visual Basic Project, components, item, command button, export to CMD button basic. Is that even anywhere in here? Or that's a... I don't know for now. I'll probably have to check it a bit later. Display alerts false. So this implies to what? If Excel displays certain alerts and messages while a macro is running. And so if you don't want to be disturbed by prompts and alert messages while a macro is running, anytime a message requests a response, it will actually choose the default response. If false, it will just hold on a sec. So basically, at this point, you can actually just set this to false to actually disable alerts in general, but you can actually set it back when needed. In early versions, it was automatically set to true when the macro stops. So this is minor difference then. This applies to application object. Right, so for each workbook in workbooks, we'll add true. Let's see, if name matches the active name, then actually if the name doesn't match the active document name, then add from file. This should be what exactly? Give me an extension. Okay, I'm not fully sure what's this still. I'm seeing just few extension parts, but not sure at this point. So for every component, if the component in here is command button, then we'll add is false. Exit the loop, and then diff. So assume that this should be. So I assume that at this point, if the actual, let's say, actually I'm not even still sure how the logic goes in here. Let me just continue. So if we add this true, then import the command button file, and diff, and then update this, disable the screen updating, save the changes, and then update the screen again, and then enable display alerts, and then run the child. So now in here, at command bar control, at command bars for worksheet menu bar, if the first control tag is not happy, then on that control bar add the control button. With that control button having a face ID of 59, having a tag of happy, on action do nothing, and then with the tooltip text say don't press this button with the style of a button icon. Alright, then let's see if we can actually just run this. So let me just close this and reopen, enable. And now we have the actual smile button here that says don't press this button, but as far as we know, it shouldn't do anything. So we're safe. Now in here, let's go back and check something. So it should export this, if that's even available though. Okay, so this is it. This is the command button. If I try to open it, never mind being in this Visual Basic Studio, just Visual Basic, I don't know how to say it, just Microsoft Visual Basic, alright. So that's the complete file, or that's just the complete code in this case. So that's exported. So let me check again. So that means that from this active workbook, get the CMD button component, which is this. So this is the action module, and then let me just switch here, and then just export it to the C drive in here. Now from there, add the reference of this for extensions, I think. So let's see, if the component actually has the CMD button, then add, hold on a sec. Oh, huh, wait. Oh, okay, so I get it now. So at this point, if the actual project, the actual workbook project has doesn't has the actual module named CMD button, it's going to skip the infection in that case. So if it's so this boolean is true, then it will actually import this file, which will be used to infect further. So, but this implies that for the workbooks. So let's see what this implies. So this should apply that all open workbooks should be infected with these wires. So if I try to close this, let me just close all of this. Now let me try to create another file. Now I have no idea if it's infected or not. Let's see. I think this should not be infected because it doesn't have anything, but I think this is still in here. Actually, this should be like globally in here, so I can still easily remove it. So let me just do that. So if I try this in here, okay, so it has no behavior at all, but you can actually assign a macro in here. So that may actually imply that there's some kind of action here, but there's no action. Let me just see. So let me just delete, reopen this. Okay, so this is clean still. Now if I keep this open and now reopen this one, enable. Okay, so now I assume this should be infected. Yeah, this is actually now infected. So apparently in this case, whenever you try to open this infected file, all other opened document files will opened, how would say, worksheets will be infected as long as they are opened in here. If they're not, they should be safe. So this should be still not that dangerous. Even though I don't know if I can actually try to restart. Let me see if I can actually do this for a bit. Okay, so don't press this button, but on action. Let's see, what can I do? So as a command control button named custom and sets the macro name mysub to run whenever the button is clicked. My control my sub. Okay, so let's see if I actually try adding test. That should be the macro name mysub. So if I add another module that's named, hold on a sec, can you rename it in here? How do I actually rename this thing then? Oh wait, in here, god damn it. How should we, okay, make it test. Now for this, let's see. Wait, I cannot actually do it like this. Or is it? Can I? So, hold on a sec. I'll just make another dialogue example in here because I'm still kind of lazy about it. Yeah, I know. I need the example in here. Let's just run this for a bit. Wait, can I actually run this? Okay, I think I screwed it up at this point. Pages file. Okay, I'm not bothered maybe at this point. But yeah, as we have already seen, so okay, so Scrapworm is actually doesn't function that much at this moment. It doesn't actually send anything. It only displays this at this moment, but it may actually require RC client, and need to figure out this part still. It's insane though. Too many things to actually decode. Maybe I'll figure it out maybe in some later future. Now for the Mimir. So this thing gives your computer new intelligence and spreads it over email in this case. So basically sending it to other users along with a specific date. Then there is the dub. Need a second. This is the first one, right? Hold on a sec. Oh, actually, wait. I managed to overwrite everything. So now all files are actually now Mimir. God damn it. Oh well, let me just probably restart this and see how should I actually kill the computer if this IO files may be missing. Along with that, I probably actually need to take yeah, this is actually now completely broken. Now at this point I actually really need to go to the bathroom, and I'll probably end the stream at this point and maybe do another one in the future. So yeah, thanks again for watching. I'll still figure out something else in the future, but yeah, thanks for watching. That's it for now, and I'm off to a bathroom. Sorry. Bye. Oop, sorry for actually not stopping the stream. Once again, thanks for watching, and bye. Also thanks Spidey for watching.